everyone, Shawn Smith here with Dedicated Financial GBC in Roseville, Minnesota. I'm the founder and CEO doing our vlog today on stopping burnout. And this is something I struggled with for a lot of years, trying to find that right balance, if you will. So I'm gonna hop into a few points that have helped me and I hope they help you. And the first thing is a lot of people talk about balance, but it really depends on what your life goals are. When I was building Dedicated, I had big vision. That meant growing a big team. That meant working with a lot of clients, whatever that is, right? That meant I had to be on the same page with my spouse on what I wanted to do for family, with finances, with our mental and emotional and relational goals, right? All those things had to be in a line. And sometimes you have to put in a lot of hard work to build a company, and we knew that was going to be challenging. So I think you have to really look at that through the lens of your life goals. If you can't have the exact amount of time with your children as you do with your spouse, as you do at work, as you do with your hobbies, that's just not possible. So balance really has to be in line with your goals. The next thing is staying healthy even when you are trying to balance all those things, right? And everything really can't be balanced, right? And what I mean by staying healthy is, what is staying healthy is more than just physical health. It's mental health, it's emotional health, it's spiritual health, it's financial health, you name it. You have to have a contingent of your life focused on those things and not neglect those things. If you're trying to stop burnout and you're not focused on your physical health at all, that's going to be a challenge. So when I started Dedicated, I started working out at least 4 to 5 days a week in the morning. And you would be amazed at what a solid 30 to 60 minute workout in the morning can do for your energy, for your focus, for your mood, every morning. So that's something I built into my schedule. I built in meeting with a coach every week. I built in going through my business goals almost daily with my business coach, et cetera, right? So I built in those other areas. I made time for friends, but it maybe wasn't as much as I would like, or it wasn't as balanced as I would like, but my goals were such as I was in business building mode and that had to take priority. I also built in things like I was home for dinner every night at 6:30, and that meant leaving the office by 6, which I was typically one of the last folks out, but I was still home for dinner, could still do bedtime routine, get some time with my family, get some time with my wife, and then sometimes, I would go and work a little bit later at night if I needed to. And that may seem unbalanced for folks, but for me, I was making sure I was getting family time. I was making sure I was getting time with my coaches. I was focusing on my physical health. I was focusing on my financial health. So I was balanced by not neglecting those things, even if I was putting a lot of work into business growth. And quite frankly, if I wasn't doing that, I was putting a lot of time into family. Those were my top 2 priorities. And making sure things like, for me, I'm in church every week. I am reading the word. Like, my spiritual health is really important to me. It's what drives everything I do. And again, that's for me, but I made sure that time was in essence scheduled in, which is another point. Schedule those things in. So whether it be a date night with your spouse, or time to meet with coaches, or ensuring you have time set aside to play with your children, or work time, or working out and exercising, whatever it is, schedule it in. If you just think, hey, I'll get to it, it's going to get neglected. And what's going to happen is that's going to drive massive burnout in that area, and then that's going to bleed into everything else. So you really have to schedule those things in. The other thing I'd say is find out what you're gifted at and what you're passionate about, what you would do for free. But if you can create income doing that, see, the thing for me is I love building businesses. I love building organizations. I love building cultures. I love using business as a platform to find ways to fund nonprofit work. Those are passions for me. I would do that for free. If a business asked me, said, hey, will you come in and help us to have a better culture or to start a giving program, I would do that for free because I love doing that. So if I can do that and build a business, and actually then going to work isn't really even like work, it's something I'm passionate, it's something I love doing. So if you're doing a job or you're building a business, you're doing things that you really are not that great or don't love doing or hate being there, change it. That is going to just burn out, and that again bleeds into marriage, it bleeds into children, it bleeds into everything else. You have to have something that you really enjoy doing, otherwise it's really going to taint everything else. Next thing is this is have purpose behind everything that you do, and with a focus on helping others. And I think dedicated is a prime example. One of the aspects of business that we do is third-party commercial collections. Yet we do that with a 4.9 Google rating and over 230 five-star reviews. Why? Because our focus is on helping people, being a positive force in their life despite the circumstance. And if we can do that with that style of work, I don't care what profession you're in, you can be focused on helping others, enriching their lives. And when you do that, and you get to see the positive benefit in their life, what comes back to you is so filling. It gives you so much energy. It will give you so much more peace in what you're doing. And again, that leads back to how you stop burnout. For me, again, it's about life goals and being in balance with that. It's about not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, relationally, financially, not neglecting those areas, but making sure you're scheduling time for the other aspects of your life, even if you are working hard, focusing on what you're gifted at, focusing on what you're passionate about so that it becomes less about work and more about enjoying what you're doing, and really having a focus and a purpose on helping others, because watching when you do that, the positive things that happen in their life and the feeling of what that generates in your spirit in what you do. For me, these are things that really help me stop burnout. I hope they help you. Thank you as always for tuning in, for liking, sharing, subscribing. We really appreciate that. And as always, thank you and God bless.